Hello and welcome to another episode of Salary Voodoo right here on the MMA Engine channel. Be sure to hit that like and subscribe to the channel, guys. It's me, Weezy, Brady, and Lou bringing you content 24/7 pretty much at this point in time. But we will be bringing you a product here within the next few weeks that's going to absolutely blow your fighting socks off. So just wait for that. In the meantime, guys, what is Salary Voodoo? First of all, thanks for joining me. Second of all, Salary Voodoo is a different way of looking at lineup construction based on salary histories, salary probabilities. It is very probability heavy, very stat heavy. So we'll take about 10 minutes, go over 3 fights on UFC Vegas 52, as you can see right here, this Saturday, April, I believe, 23rd, headlined by Amanda Lemos and Jessica Andrade. So yeah, I think business is out of the way. Let's get right into it, guys. And we have a different look this time. You don't have to look at my face the whole time, and you can see some numbers. So we do have, excuse me, we do have a few user submissions, which I absolutely love. And real quick, before we get into that, be sure to not only like and subscribe, like I said, but please comment down below of what you want to see next week. I believe it's April 30th if there's a fight card, I think. I believe it might be UFC Vegas 53, so be sure to comment below what fights you want me to talk about next week for that card. Whatever card is coming up next. Honestly, there's so much going on. I have no idea. I think it's next week, though. So be sure to comment below what fights you want to see. We don't know the salaries yet, and that is part of the fun. So now that business is officially out of the way, let's get right into it. First fight we're going to be talking about, submitted by Mr. Jourdain. Thanks a ton, Mr. Jourdain. Appreciate it as usual. He suggested, excuse me, I drank too much water right before this. Montana de la Rosa going against Macy Barber. This is a women's flyweight fight. Now, someone makes the optimal lineup on women's flyweight 58% of the time. That is a huge number. In fact, it's the best number on the entire, out of all the weight classes, I should say. Better than heavyweight, welterweight, any weight class that you can think of. I'm not going to list them all for you. 58%. Fight number 9 is currently fight number 9. 41.82% of the time someone from fight number 9 makes the optimal lineup. So a pretty low number there, sub 50. There are a few over 50%. This is not one of them. The salary pair of 9,000 and 7,200. Someone makes the optimal from that salary pair 59.57% of the time. That is a fantastic number. Now we'll get into some individual numbers here. The $9,000 salary has made the optimal 16 times out of 47 attempts. That is a 34.04% of making the optimal. It has a 65.96% win rate. Very good. And when it does win, it makes the optimal 51.61% of the time. That is a fantastic number, especially for that salary range. And it also averages 98.03 DraftKings points per win. You'd love to see that over 100, but it is decently high. 98 is a decent number for average wins. Let's go over to Montana de la Rosa's salary, 7,200. Has made the optimal 12 times out of 48 tries, which is just a 25% rate. So not very good there. Only a 33.33 win percentage, but when it does win, guys, it makes the optimal 75% of the time. That is a fantastic number. 3 out of 4 times it wins. So 60% of the time it works 100% of the time, if you know what I mean. And this salary, 7,200, averages 97.43 points per win. Guys, Mr. Jourdain's fight pick between Macy Barber and Montana de la Rosa. What is our judgment? Is it blessed? Is it hexed? This fight, the Salary Voodoo says Mr. Jourdain's fight is blessed. Give us Bernie on the screen, that good voodoo. Give us the Bernie voodoo for this fight, baby. Let's go. I hope you guys enjoy that, because I certainly love seeing Bernie's face and his little smirk on my screen. Next fight. Thank you again, Mr. Jourdain. Really appreciate it. Next fight. Fight number 2 that we're going to be covering for Salary Voodoo. Vannata going against Charles Jourdain. 7,700 for Vannata, 85 for Jourdain. Let's start with the weight class. Featherweight weight class. Oh, actually, thank you. to taking your top knot. He picked this fight this week. Really appreciate your comment. Of course, keep them coming, bud. Appreciate it. Featherweight fight. Someone from that weight class makes the optimal 52.7% of the time. The 7th fight of the night, someone makes that the same percentage as the 9th fight that we just talked about, 41.82% of the time. Not a great number there, but the salary pair of 85 and 77 someone makes the optimal lineup 67.92% of the time. Guys, I believe that is the absolute best salary pair to play. Let me just blah, blah, blah while I check this out here. Of course, I can't find it when I need to. Yes, that is the highest percentage out of all salary pairs, 67.92% of the time. It is a fantastic salary pair to play. 7,700 for Lando Vannata. What are our numbers there? Well, that salary has made the optimal more than any other salary, 21 times out of 53 attempts. That is a 39.62 percentage, one of the highest out of all salaries. In fact, the second highest, only to 9,500. So this is a dog salary with a fantastic optimal percent. It has a win rate of over 50%, well over. In fact, 54.72%. Again, guys, a dog salary with a huge win rate. And when it does win, it makes the optimal just shy of 69%, 68.97% optimal in wins. One of, if not the best underdog. In fact, yes, it is the best possible underdog salary to play, 7,700. It scores only 94.12 points per win, but man, at that cheap salary, it makes the optimal more often than not. So you got to take that. Well, when it wins, I mean, you got to take that into consideration. 8,500 for Charles Jourdain. That one has made the optimal. It has the same amount of plays, 53, only made the optimal 15 times, so 6 less times than its counterpart. That is a 28.3% rate. When it does win, under 50%, well under, in fact, 45.28%. So, the favorite salary is less than 50% win rate here. When it does win, again, lower than the 7,700 counterpart, 62.5% optimal rate in wins, and it scores 98.18, so over 4 points more than 7,700 when it does win, but it makes the optimal less times. That just goes to show you that, the lower salaries, when they win, if you find that nice salary, it has a very good chance of making the optimal. So, taking your top knot, 8,500, 7,700, text or blessed, this fight is going to be... Oh, I messed it up. I'm not on my thing. Sorry. All right, let's try this again. This fight is going to be blessed. Give us Bernie, baby. 8,500 plus, and 77 is a fantastic salary pair to play. I will be all over this fight. Maybe not my highest exposure, but I will be pretty high on both sides. So I just absolutely love these two salaries. Guys, let's finish off Salary Voodoo this week for UFC Vegas 52 with the third fight of the night. But first, please be sure to like and subscribe to the channel MMA Engine. We're doing it big over there. And be sure to comment down below what fights you want to see next week. So, fight number 3, final fight of the video. The main event, Amanda Lemos going against Jessica Andrade. And thank you again, taking your top knot. What am I trying to say? Suggested a few different fights. And shout out, honorable mention to Uncle Weezy, who did suggest the Parsons Kosuke fight, but that fight has been called off. So I really appreciate you commenting, Uncle Weezy. Hopefully we'll get a fight next time that does not fall off the card. So I did choose another one from taking your top knot. Thanks, bud. I really do appreciate your comments. So the main event, strawweight fight, 47.37% of the time a strawweight makes the optimal lineup, so under 50%. Fight number 12, again, under 50%. This is the third fight in a row, 48.57. The salary pair, a much lower number than we have been looking at for 89 and 73 when they're paired together. Someone makes the optimal only 45.24% of the time, so sub 50% in all three things here to start off. That is not great for Salary Voodoo. 8,900 has made the optimal lineup 10 times out of 45 attempts. That is a 22.22 percentage. And it has a win rate of 64.44%. And when it does win, 8,900 makes the optimal lineup 34.48% of the time, scoring an average of 101.8 for the biggest number we've seen so far, and one of the very few numbers that is in the triple digits. So pretty decent turnaround here for the $8,900 salary. I know the 34% in optimals is not great, but well, I'll just get into Amanda Lemos before I finish up here. Amanda Lemos, 7,300. That's made the optimal 9 times out of 43 attempts for a 20.93 percentage. Has a win rate of only 30.23. But when it does win in that 30%, it makes the optimal 69.23% of the time. So pretty good. Again, if it does get that win, the salary is so low that it can make the optimal more often than not, and it does not need a very high score to do it, averaging only 95.77 points per win, which is a decent score actually, but still 6 points less than its $8,900 counterpart. Now, usually I would say this fight is hexed, but I'm giving it the blessed rating. Give me Bernie for the 3rd time in this video. Honestly, the Salary Voodoo is not great. It's just not great. But these two women are scoring machines, you guys. Let me just give a couple of quick numbers. I mean, whoops, that's the Barber fight. Hold on. Lemos, 4.21 points a minute. Andrade, 4.65 points a minute. 116 when she wins. Lemos 102 when she wins. Both these women giving up an average of 114 plus when they lose. Guys, there are tons of points going around this fight. You absolutely have to play it. Bernie says that you have to play it as well. So we got 3 fights this week, all with some good Salary Voodoo. You guys picked some absolutely fantastic fights. I will be personally targeting all 3 of those fights, probably both sides more often than not. The Salary Voodoo is pretty good in those cases, and even the Lemos and Andrade fight, when it's not, they score fantastically well, and we have 5 rounds possibly for them to go off, scoring well over 4 points a minute for 25 possible minutes. So hey, we could be looking at a big score no matter what happens in the main event. So again, guys, thank you very much for joining me. That was Salary Voodoo. Hopefully it gave you a different look at a way of constructing your lineups to be unique and a bit different than everyone else. So again, please like and subscribe. Be sure to comment for your fights next week. Thank you to everyone who commented and gave me some fights for this video. It's much appreciated. Without you, I wouldn't even be doing this video, or I'd be picking them myself and it'd be boring. So as usual, guys, I want all of you to enjoy the fights. So enjoy, and we will see you next time. Have a good one.